everyone? I'm BNEWS reporter Rob Parris, and we're back after a long hiatus with another Burlington Parks and Recreation COVID-19 update. Today I'm here with Burlington Parks and Recreation Director Brendan Egan. So Brendan, how you been doing?
I'm doing great, Robert. How are you?
I've been doing well. So first off, let's just talk a little about what's been happening at the Parks and Recreation over the past couple of months.
Yeah, we've had some changes. Rich Cody, who was our superintendent of recreation maintenance, retired in December, and then in February, Bill Baker, who has worked for our department for 35 years, was promoted to the position of superintendent of recreation maintenance. So we've had some changes there. In the program division, they've just been really getting ready for a return to some in-person programming this spring. Combing through the guidance from the governor's office on, how we can operate programming, and also what the summer's going to look like as far as programming. And our program division actually received an award from the Massachusetts Recreation and Park Association, an agency award for their for program outreach for their work with virtual programming and the social media content that gets created and distributed by the department. So it was really good to see our program division recognized for all their hard work, their creativity, and dedication to the residents of Burlington. So Kelly Lehman, Jesse Hampson, Emma Jones, and Kate DeAngelis put in a ton of work, and I'm sure the residents saw that and participated in those programs that they were putting out in those contests and special events. Really have done a phenomenal job, especially during the pandemic. They're always working hard like that, but during the pandemic they even stepped it up more. So, and then of course we're just always working. We're always a season ahead anyways, so they've been busy with that. So
Brendan, let's just talk a little about the spring brochure.
Sure. The spring brochure went out to residents, was put online March 5th. This time we tried something a little different. We're moving in a different direction now. Our brochure will be just put online. With the amount of changes that take place in our current environment with the pandemic, having a printed brochure just isn't going to work. We need to be flexible and be able to make changes at a minute's notice. So that went live on March 5th. Postcards were mailed to all the Burlington households regarding the brochure and where they could find it. We also had a little QR code on that postcard that allowed people to view the brochure, but also they could get more information on programs on the brochure itself. If you someone isn't as computer savvy, as others, they could call the office and get a brochure. The copy of the brochure they're getting is just going to be a photocopy. It's not going to be the glossy cover anymore. We have a limited amount of those that we produce that we could mail out, and we're really turning to a virtual brochure.
So Brendan, just talk a little about how things have been operating over the spring in the past couple of months.
We talked about our brochure a little bit, and we are returning to in-person programming as well as hybrid and virtual programming as well. So we have a good mix there, but this is an opportunity to return. This spring will be an opportunity to return to some in-person. A lot of our fitness programs, they'll be able to participate in person here at the Parks and Recreation Department. And then we do have a number of offerings outdoors as well. As you know, the high school is in their fall 2 season now, so they're playing football. So the turf fields are being occupied with football and track practices. Indoor track, which is being played outdoors, right? So that's kind of different. And then as well as football in the spring. And then our youth sports and the high school spring sports will be coming on board. We're just continuing to follow and look for guidance from the state and from our local Board of Health. We work with them on our programs and making sure we're operating them according to the standards set out by the state. Our Parks and Recreation maintenance staff is really getting out onto the fields now and getting them cleaned up from the winter and ready to play in the spring. And of course, our if you haven't seen it yet, down on Great Meadow Road, 10 Great Meadow Road, the Parks and Recreation maintenance facility that's going up there. That's a shared facility with central maintenance. We're getting ready to move in there later in May. So we're about a month and a half or so away from that. So some more changes within the department, specifically on the maintenance side with the new facility. So we're excited. We have a lot going on, and we've really been busy throughout. Maybe not in-person programming, but a lot's been going on.
So Brendan, just talk a little about what the summer will entail. I know that's a couple of months down the road, but just talk a little about what you think will happen.
Our summer is going to look very similar to last summer as far as programs. And obviously, as additional guidance comes out from the state, from the governor's office, we'll be able to, adapt our programs to whatever that guidance is. Hopefully, it's increasing the numbers, and so we'll be able to allow more people into our programs. But, we're comfortable with how we operated last summer. Lots of sanitizer and face masks will be required. And, we really envision face masks probably going through the fall as well. And who knows, maybe into next winter. But, we want to be able to operate programs and keep people active in their leisure time, but also safely, do it safely. So we have that. And then this summer, we actually, we have sunscreen dispensers in all our parks. This past winter, actually, we put out hand sanitizer stations in our parks. So a number of our parks have hand sanitizer stations, and we'll keep those filled. Our maintenance staff will cleanse the spray down the playgrounds. We try to get to that once a week. So we are trying to keep things clean and safe for people as they start to get out of the house after the winter and enjoy themselves in the parks. We just ask that everyone follows the guidance put out by the state. If masks are required, we ask you to wear a mask. 6 feet social distancing is required, that you're following those. We have signage up throughout the parks, and we just ask that you would adhere to those guidelines.
And Brendan, to end our conversation, just talk a little about what you're looking forward to as you let the public back into the Parks and Recreation Department.
Seeing people out enjoying themselves. I know I say that all the time, but really that's what it's all about for us, is seeing people enjoying their leisure time, utilizing our facilities, our parks, our playgrounds. And then I really look forward to having people back into our building on a regular basis.
And Brendan, one last question. Are you excited for Easter?
Am I excited for Easter? The Easter Bunny is in town. We have a full slate for Easter. We have an egg extravaganza that took place. We have an egg hop or a bunny hop that's coming up, and an egg drop. The bunny hop, the bunny is going to visit residents who pre-registered to get a visit from the Easter Bunny, and we'll drop them a little something. It will be a socially distant event, and the Easter Bunny is going to make his rounds on the 26th and on the 27th. So we also have a painting with the Easter Bunny coming up as well. So lots of events for Easter that involve the Easter Bunny.
All right, Brendan, I want to thank you for coming on for another Burlington Parks and Recreation COVID-19 update.
Thank you for having me, Robert. And we hope to see you participating in one of our programs this spring.